Chairman Burke, Vice Chair Hoffman, Ranking Member Antonio, and all the members of the committee, thank you for allowing me to speak on Senate Bill 23, the dangerous 6-week abortion ban. My name is Tiffany Stainfield, also a graduating medical student at a different university, I think, and I hope to match here in Columbus come June. Notably, I've lived in Ohio my entire life, and unfortunately she stepped out, but I am in Senator Gaverone's district, as is my entire large family's. I'd like to share with you my testimony. I come here to you today to oppose the worn-out abortion ban, seeking you've all previously decided your voting plan. See, it's no surprise to anyone here giving their energy and time that we feel we're not heard. It's not worth a dime, but I know that's not true. Coming out here in force without our voices, this bill would smoothly run course. So please listen along as I profess what I need before you go out there and do your voting deed. Despite all of us here fighting to get your minds to sway, you're predictable and are going to pass this bill anyway. To start, I'd like to say there's a whole profession of expert physicians, those medical scientists and long-trained clinicians that blatantly outline why banning abortion is dangerous under these really unreasonable heart-weak conditions. So a copy of the policy attached for you exists. I quote the American College of OBs and Gynecologists. ACOG opposes unnecessary regulations that limit access to care. The intervention of legislative bodies into medical decision-making is inappropriate, ill-advised, and dangerous. Despite doctors like your own leaving no area of gray, you're predictable and are going to pass this bill anyway. Further, the Supreme Court of this mighty great land has already made it clear on abortion way beforehand. The 16 decision on House Bill 2, in it this quoted attribution. Placing a substantial obstacle on the path of women seeking an abortion violates the federal Constitution. But here we go again, round and around, wasting your constituents' tax dollars on nothing profound. If the goal is to make it to the court, stop with this bill. There will be people like me and us fighting this still. Despite the federal level family's legal freedoms you betray, you're predictable and are going to pass this bill anyway. Let's mention the thousands of priests that have come to state naming the nuns, children, and women they've made procreate. This is not a religious issue. Pregnancy can happen to us all. Fun fact, the majority of women getting abortions under Christianity, they fall. With this bill, it doesn't matter the holy God that you trust. Following separation of church and state, you definitely must. It's not the God that I know that leaves women with such burden. Isn't his love and kindness, aren't we all here forgiven? Despite the proponents, the church has nothing legal to say. You're predictable and are going to pass this bill anyway. Pay no mind to the hundreds of thousands of men that will be affected to fines, payments, and even incarceration subjected because the women they impregnate are forced to birth now will actually need help, but the government says find it elsewhere somehow. Most disturbing of all, the victims of incest, domestic violence, trafficking, and rape will be forced to live out their terrors and fears without escape. Imagine your beautiful, innocent 15-year-old daughter or grandkid getting forcefully knocked up and not having the option I did. Despite 1 in 4 women getting abortions, and behind is a man, if you may, you're predictable are going to pass this bill anyway. Back to the part about the decision and choice I had. I was young and in college, and my ex-boyfriend didn't want to be dad, so he came to my house uninvited with $500 in cash, telling me you better fix this, leaving me alone out like trash. We had earlier broken up, but about 5 weeks after, the career plans for my life had met the incinerator, but because of Planned Parenthood in Cincy on Auburn Avenue, a doctor, an advocate, and a proud woman stands before you. Despite the backbones of people like us and all the truth we convey, you're predictable and are going to pass this bill anyway. After all of that, let's talk about what this bill's really about, decoupling the act of sex from procreation. No doubt for the Trump's USA can't even handle the idea of birth control because it lets women actually enjoy sex without paying the toll. You know, abortion is a product of reckless ejaculation. A doctor once told me a result of direct causation. If we made it more affordable, accessible to be protected, sex-educated people to an abortion would not be directed. Despite avoiding the real problem of keeping unwanted pregnancy at bay, you're predictable and are going to pass this bill anyway. Remember our faces and remember our story. We're not here for rejection, but more for the glory to know that people from all colors, shapes, and sizes demand access to abortion, and with this, the movement rises. We won't go away, and to your constituents, we will tell about the vote you make now, on which side you fell. This is not about you or what you do with your voice. It's about uplifting women who need access to choice. Despite all of our pleas, our concerns, and the testimony we pay, will you ever consider a female's control over her body any day? I will take questions.